Action! Hello, everypony. I'm MasterCode, your ace analyst, and today we're delving into issues number 75 through 78, The Cosmos Arc. It looks like Discord is being haunted by a shadow from the past, a creature that causes even the spirit of chaos to quiver in fear. No, it's not Cthulhu, nor is it Phalanx. Nay, it's a terrifying creature that sucks the life out of you no matter how far you run, and one from which you cannot hide. That's right, I'm talking about an ex-girlfriend.
God help us!
The horror. So anyway, without further ado, let's begin with issue number 75. We begin in the distant past, 1,000 years ago, when Discord was still at the height of his total chaotic domination of Equestria, and shortly before Luna and Celestia turned him into stone. Cornering their draconic quest, the various rulers of Equestria band together and blast the mysterious creature into space. But then Discord knocks them out and erases their memory of Cosmos, placating him as the one responsible for this whole chaotic madness. We'll come back to this later, but first, it's impossible to go any further without acknowledging the artwork. Brickle and Price are the artists, and coincidentally, Price is also a co-writer along with Katie Cook. This arc is right up Price's alley with his love of drawing crazy over-the-top creations, of which there is no shortage here. There is just so much glorious, freaky imagery with all these weird and amazing objects and creatures with slime and tentacles and eyeballs everywhere, and bodies being assimilated into absolute horrors beyond reckoning. It just looks amazing. While we're at it, let's discuss the design of our main villain herself, Cosmos. I love the Hazard color palette with the pink and purple hues all along her body, contrasting with her sickly green scales. She's imposing, yet still possesses a slender, elegant look, which offsets her malevolent personality, making her even more intimidating. We'll talk more about her later, but design-wise, she's one awesome-looking freaky lady. Back in present time, the main six come across a mysterious glowing gem, which unknown to them is one of the six cosmos that entrapped the eponymous villain. We find out later that it was a rogue meteor that impacted the constellation long ago, causing them to plummet all around Equestria. And thus we begin our quest for the girls to locate and return them all to the sky. Twilight, though, doesn't look like herself today.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Yes, we do in fact introduce a possession element to the story, and it brought up some interesting questions. You see, the girls split up searching in various groups, and in their travels they do come across all the other cosmos. And the malevolent being herself also states that she can only inhabit the body of a pony that is powerful enough for her to embody. It's understood that Twilight and the other princesses would be powerful enough, yet surprisingly the other two strong enough were Zakora and Big Mac. Now, we've seen the Red Stallion display feats of strength before, but apparently he's also strong enough to inhabit part of a malevolent spirit. Even more fascinating is that Zakora was taken. We know the Zebra Shaman is highly skilled in alchemy, but strength-wise, she's probably average for an Earth Pony mare. Is it simply her library of knowledge in alchemy? Her intelligence? Her ability to rhyme? It's never really made clear, yet near the end of the first issue, a possessed Twilight and Applejack square off in a short but funny battle, and during the fight, Cosmos expresses that Applejack is physically stronger than her. While not as powerful as Big Mac, AJ is still pretty strong, so wouldn't that mean that she could also be under the influence of Cosmos' power? Again, I don't know. Maybe if the comic had mentioned that she could possess beings of great strength and or intelligence, I probably wouldn't have questioned it as much. It's not a story breaker, but still kind of an odd plot point. The first issue ends with Fluttershy and Discord arriving at Canterlot Throne Room, just as Cosmos possesses the Royal Sisters and turning the Yellow Pegasus into an evil butterfly that burns down the school.
I didn't burn down the school, it was the butterfly, I tell you. The butterfly!
He's crazy, boys. Get the taser.
Okay, that didn't happen, but still. In issue number 76, we jump back to the past once again, with Discord experiencing the woes of a relationship that's worn him down to mundanity. And this is actually our first exposure to just how evil Cosmos really is. Well, I mean, she can't be that bad. I mean, sure, she's bending everything to her will and performing theft, but at least she's not creating two thrones from the burning remains of an underprivileged orphanage?
Now that's fucked up.
And there we have the fundamental difference between the two spirits. Looking back at Discord's reign, yeah, he turned Equestria topsy-turvy, manipulated and messed with every pony, but there really wasn't any malice like killing any pony. He's just a spoiled kid who sees the world as his plaything, whereas Cosmos is just a maniacal, obsessed evil bitch. I like the fact that we didn't just get a Rule 63 Discord, since we got that from Eris in the Nightmare Knights arc, and instead created just one of the evilest villains the show's ever created. Now, let's look a little more at the relationship of our spirits of chaos and malevolence. The two originally bonded over their love of chaos, but while Discord enacted trouble for harmless fun, her being the spirit of malevolence wanted nothing more but pain and misery. Discord fell for her because he finally found a kindred spirit that shared his love of chaos, whereas Cosmos simply fell for the idea of his chaos, not the Draconicus himself. Yes, he's still a villain at this point, but the fallout does make his emotional turmoil more tragic, and we'll discuss that more later. On the other end of the spectrum, the friendship between Fluttershy and Discord in this comic poses a great dichotomy to the Draconicus's broken relationship. Where Cosmos punishes and forces others to her will, Fluttershy reacts with understanding and compassion. When he misbehaves, she remains firm and calls him out on it, not with venom, but with a firm and calm reprimand. We see him try to dodge his responsibility with his ex-girlfriend, but brings him back down to earth, being steadfast yet reasonable. Now, before we exit this issue, let's quickly go over what's going on with the other groups. In Klooshtown, Pinky and Big Mac are forced to compete for the Cosmos piece in admittedly a pretty funny and odd marathon sequence, and plus you get to see Big Mac in a skirt.
It's a kilt!
Whatever. I also love the subtle macabre nature of the Griffins giving the CMC a skull with a Cosmos piece attached. That's just messed up. And it's also funny how the group bums a ride home by name-dropping Twilight to Silverquill? Oh sure, he gets a cameo, and what do I get? The most powerful ship in the galaxy, good looks, smartedness, and intelligence, and a courtroom? I got the short end of the stick. Jerk. Anyway, as far as Capper goes, it's nice to see he once again has an active role utilizing his sleight of hand techniques we saw in the Nightmare Knights comics, with him pilfering the cosmos. But hilariously, that trick only gets him so far.
What? You tried to make a dupe out of me?
I also like the nice little callback to the Mac Luna ship introduced way back in the Zen and Art of Gazebo Repair. Going on to issue number 77, 5 of the 6 Cosmos are possessed by the evil spirit and are en route to acquire the final piece. Another aspect I find funny is how, even though she's possessed all these ponies, they are all technically individual entities, and they all just bicker with each other. It's hilarious. She's so insane, she's arguing with herself.
Hi, look at me! I'm a little idiot!
That is not funny. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I think it is. Me too. LOL, shut up.
Now, let's discuss the most interesting idea in this comic. Going back to the start of the arc, Discord erased everyone's memories of Cosmos for the safety of the world and claimed the responsibility of all chaos as his own, along with every pony's hate now solely directed towards him. Realizing that his chaos and tricks no longer had an effect on every pony and just pissed him off, he became so depressed and broken he essentially gave up with all the guilt of everything he's done and submitted himself to Celestia and Luna's punishment. Now, ignoring the show continuity and how things actually went down, this adaptation of Discord's past does add another layer of complexity to his character. Despite him causing all this madness, he was sacrificial in taking the blame for the true terror Cosmos caused, and took responsibility making sure that she could never wreak havoc upon the world again. It shows that while he loves messing with Equestria, he still loves this place. Plus the fact that he was willing to submit to his wrongdoings, and putting himself out of his comfort zone was admirable despite his broken state, and overall sets him up as a much more tragic, sympathetic villain. It's just a really interesting interpretation. Anyway, the final Cosmos has taken over Cadence, and everybody gathers, leading to a freaky yet cool transformation of Cosmos, with her body turning into an amalgamation of each possessed captive. It's just disturbing yet cool. Moving on to issue number 78, we have the final fight between Every Pony and Cosmos, and I'll say this is probably one of the longer battle sequences in the MLP comics. I like how the conflict is a battle of wits rather than just breaking out some magical item that just blasts her to oblivion. The pacing is also good, balancing out so that every pony gets their own little moment, while all parties sling some good nature taunting towards one another. All the while, the fantastic artwork makes this climax look so weird and awesome.
Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown.
Thus ending with her banished to the moon. and every pony, including Discord, heralded for saving the world. Overall, despite some weird plot points, this was actually a pretty good arc. We got a new and interesting villain in Cosmos, some further depth to Discord's character, some crazy and imaginative art, a fair amount of comedic moments, and just too many pop culture references to count. Definitely a fun ride. Well, that's it for today, guys. Until next time, MC.